Yes, guys, welcome back to the Spurs-related YouTube channel. I'm starting this on my own. James is joining me in the next 5 or 10 minutes. He's been out this afternoon, and so was a little late here, a little late getting home. So I'm starting this as we mean to go on. Let's get the first lot of you in. Andy says, "Good afternoon, gents. Why does the time say 5:45? Am I living in the future?" No, that's just me and James's terrible time management half the time. That is, you are not living in the future. And if you are, then please tell me that we beat Bournemouth at the weekend. Let's get your comments in. Obviously, if you haven't, we obviously only get a couple of plugs every live or video. But if you haven't already, then subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss an upload, never miss a live podcast. All this. We're hopefully going to have the Instagram back soon as well. So when that's back, make sure you follow that. Twitter. Those of you on Facebook as well. So like, follow, get your comments in, and yeah, we'll go over some of the news that's been breaking today. With 6 days left of the transfer window, and probably panic stations beginning to set in. At Hotspur Way and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just having a look at the comments, seeing what we've got coming through. But yeah, so obviously, as I say, it's been a long couple of weeks. Spurs fans, Abdul Rahman always in here. We are finished, he says, and I would probably right now I'm starting to feel that way. No signings, no nothing. Yeah, Ayanami in here as well. Glad to see we actually got a transfer into Paratici after the window. Yeah, well, we've got that. We've got that as a little talking point to come. Not my favourite director, I have to be honest, but I'll explain that a little bit later. But hopefully something is going to happen. Simon Cohen, again, always in here. Where's your partner in crime tonight? He is on his way. He'll be here in the next couple of minutes. He has told me. So hopefully in the next 5 minutes or so. I'd be fine with panic buyers, says Alex. If panic buyers meant Rodgers and Savinho and Paqueta on top, well, that would be 3 pretty sensational panic buys. And I would be very, very pleased with those if they got them. I'm starting to quite warm to the idea of Paqueta, actually. I was a bit unsure at the start. But yeah, Paqueta is one I'm warming to. Obviously, Rodgers and Savinho, I really love and would love. But we'll speak about Savinho. Obviously, sort of it feels like from sort of in the nose and the little sources here and there that deal seems to be slowing down, which is a bit of a worry. We need to get anyone at this point. Yeah, we need bodies, but we need quality bodies. So that is important. Roy Park is in here as well. What do you think, Frank, is realistic for the remainder of the window, and does it line up with what Tottenham will do? What I think will happen, and what I think should happen, is that they get at least another 2. I think that they will get another 2 in through the door. Maybe 3. I think they'll get 2 permanent ones in, and then maybe a loan on top of sort of a deadline day sort of loan. The Jack Grealish type that I know, obviously not him, but that's someone that's maybe a bigger club or whatever who isn't getting game time, and they go and pick one from Juventus or someone on loan. But I think they'll get 2 in. Who those will be, I don't know. My guess is that they will probably literally out of nowhere will get, a bit like when Gibbs White happened. I know it didn't happen, but that sort of story broke. Like literally out of nowhere, something will just drop and it'll be done. It happened last year with Odegaard. I mean, they tend to do it, Spurs, that certainly since Johan Langer's been there, that they come a little bit out of nowhere, some of these deals. So I imagine this, they work in silence, as they say. So I imagine that hopefully 2 more will come in. I'd like 3, but let's say at least 2. Abdul Rahman says deadline is on Monday. It is 7 p.m. So exactly 6 days from now, we'll have 5 minutes remaining. We're looking at doing a big stream for that as well. Me, James, hopefully some guests as well. We'll be live for a couple of hours prior to the deadline. So, yeah, make sure you're in here for that. Let's have a look what else we got. Kelvin says they need quality in Champions League football. I agree. You need bodies. You need a mix of bodies but high quality bodies, right? You need players that are capable of playing at that level, but you need enough of them. And right now we don't have probably either. I think we retired early in the market after Kudus. First, yeah, I mean, it feels like we have really slowed down. Roy again, Lookman Nakluiche would actually calm the fan base down. They would at least go right into the first team. I disagree a little bit, I have to say. Nakluiche probably would be there or thereabouts. Lookman, again, we'll get into. I'm not as keen on. I'm not sure I'm not sure how big the upgrade is from Odobert and Tell to him. Whereas I think the upgrade to Savinho would have been massive. Terence says, I'd love Lucas Paqueta at Spurs. I think I probably would now as well. The last couple of days have been a little bit unsure. And then the more I sort of think about it and ponder over it and really contemplate the idea, I think that is one that I would be very open to. Do I think West Ham will give us 2 players in a window? I don't. And I think it'd probably be quite costly. You think Levy will get any high quality players? I do, yeah. I think someone big will come in. I'm not sure who that will be. It might be someone we have been linked to. It might be someone completely random. But I think they will get someone big in just because of what we've kind of not been promised, but what we've been led to believe throughout this window. That I'd be very surprised if they end up with just an El Kanous. I really like El Kanous, by the way, but someone of that sort of magnitude. So that's something that I think they will probably go for. Ayanami again, feel like we're identifying the right people in the market. It's just a terrible negotiator for big players. Refuse to pay the extra mil for quality players. Yeah, agreed. And that's the difference, right? Too often, if we think a player's worth 50 million, then they're probably still worth 60 million, right? Because you bring them in, if you think they're that good at 50 million, then they probably make you that money back long term, whether it be through being a better quality in the Champions League and Premier League. And so that's the frustration, right? If you think someone's worth 50, then they're definitely worth 60 to you, probably, right? Because for the sake of 10 million pounds, it's not a massive margin for a top Premier League club, right? So, yeah, that's kind of the frustrating part, right? I don't think who we're picking up and the ideas of these players are actually bad players. We're picking up, or we're looking at definitely scouting out a high quality of player. Heard West Ham are trying to sign El Kanous. I would be disappointed, but I imagine that means possibly, as you say, Paqueta could be off. Right, let's get the slides up and let's get talking about some of these bits. We'll start off with a bit of non-transfer news. I wanted to get everyone's thoughts, a little engagement piece on the new kit. I think it is one of my favourites we've had probably in my lifetime. I think it's unbelievable. And I ordered one today with João Paulinho on the back. So that'll be on its way. It's pretty unbelievable as far as the shirt goes. These on a little tangent, these Total 90 shirts that they're doing are unbelievable. So Chelsea had a good one. As much as it's hard to say, they're very much like the Brazil ones of the early 2000s. So, and the late 90s, early 2000s sort of time. So, yeah, what do you think about the Spurs shirt? First engagement piece, and then we'll get on to some transfer news. Just quickly, Ayanami as well. Yeah, you have to be prepared to pay a little extra as a premium. Exactly, right? That's where it's about competing. If you want to really compete at the top level, you have to pay the big bucks, and we don't do that very well. Is Savinho to Spurs off? Hopefully not, but it is currently not looking perfect. James says he will be 1 minute. That is absolutely fine. Don't know how to feel about it. I like the second kit more. The black away shirt is beautiful, like an unbelievably good shirt. But I think this just tops it. I'm not sure what it is. I think having yellow and black shirts, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Love the template of the kit. Would be great to see Savinho in a yellow. Yeah, almost like Brazil. Very true. Very, very true. Just the one Brazilian, Richarlison at the moment. So it'd be nice to have a couple more in there. Right, I really like all 3 kits this season for a change. They each have their appeal. But they didn't get anything green. It's always been good luck for us. It has. Obviously, last year had it, and then the 2018-19 season of the Champions League. So, yeah, but I have to say, I do agree. They all have their own appeal. I wasn't that sure on the home shirt when it first came out, but it has really grown on me since. All 3 very, very good. Right, let's get into a bit of transfer news. And we'll start with, obviously, the in-the-know stuff. As always, take them all with a pinch of salt. Hincapie is one that is probably the strongest of the lot, though. So, make of this what you will. He says that Malik Fofana and Ademola Lookman. Oh, 1 second. Let's get James in because he is here. Here he is.
Hello. How you doing, mate?
Hello, mate. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. I thought my AirPods have been connected this whole time and they haven't.
Is my audio working okay?
Okay? You're all good. You're all good.
Awesome. How's everyone doing in the chat? See, the numbers are good already. 120 already. I can see 14 likes. I bet Frank hasn't been pounding you with the like button as much as I do. But make sure you're hitting like, guys. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. And I'm sure Frank started off the stream with a bit of transfer news. It's been on the whole quite quiet today, hasn't it, Frank?
Yeah, it's been a relatively quiet day. It feels like it's been a quiet transfer window, full stop, to be honest. But yeah, it's been quite a quiet day. Little sort of noises here and there from different outlets, but nothing that substantial to run with. But certainly feels like Savinho is slipping away.
Yeah, hence the title of the video. What is going on there? I mean, I've been pretty busy today, but I haven't seen Fabrizio really update us other than advancing, edging closer, all this lingo about how we're apparently advancing. I saw a tweet earlier. I think you sent it to me. It's like, we're advancing so much. We've advanced past Savinho and we've got to, decelerate back to talking to him. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. How many times is Fabrizio Romero going to tell us that we're advancing on Savinho? I don't know, but seems absolutely crazy. Yeah, sorry, Frank. Carry on from Hincapie. So, I mean, we are really working off scraps. Let's be honest. I do rate Hincapie. I think he is pretty accurate on the whole. I have had a chat with him, but I mean, listen, it's not Fabrizio. With all due respect, it's not David Ornstein. It's not Ben Jacobs. It's not really any credibility there other than sort of the in the nose, really. Am I right or not?
Yeah, I think so. In terms of the options that you kind of suggested as well, I won't get into Ademola Lookman too much again because we spoke about him for about half an hour, I think, yesterday, 25 minutes yesterday. It was quite a while. I'm not massively convinced by the idea. In terms of Malik Fofana as well, he's another one that I'm a little bit unsure about. I imagine that they're only looking at him solely because Lyon are in financial trouble. And need the money, right? So I imagine that's probably what pushes him to the top of their list. That it's a sort of a cheaper deal to be done. Don't be wrong, he looks like a talent, right? He did a decent season. I think he got 11 goals and assists in the French league last year. It's all right.
But so didn't Georges Nkudu.
This is the thing, right?
Do the same.
It feels a little bit too much like what we have on that left-hand side already. That we've got Intel and Ottawa players that can go around you and whatever, but they're probably not going to contribute that much goals and assists wise. And I guess at least Lookman would offer that. I think I have to be honest. The pair of them feel like a real big drop down from Savinho.
Yeah, I agree. Especially Malik Fofana. I believe he's only 20 years old. Could be wrong there. I'm pretty sure he's very young. Ademola Lookman, I would be happy with. I'll be honest. I'd be very happy to get an Ademola Lookman. I think he's a superb player. I said it before. I know you probably rate him less than I do, but I think he brings experience as well as a player that's potentially in his prime. Sorry, something's popped up on my PC. Hopefully I didn't lag. And yeah, I think Ademola Lookman would be a really, really solid alternative to Savinho on the left. I really do. I know you're not keen, but yeah, I can see people in the chat. A1 Synergy's just changed his profile picture. I'll get up some chats in a minute. But I'm going to let Frank run as the sort of host today because I was late. That's my punishment. But A1 Synergy saying, would rather Lookman than Fofana. I agree, mate. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm going to not sit here and say I watch Lyon in the French league often, but heard good things about Fofana, but can't say he's we're then shopping in the same market as Hotspur and Tell, right? If you're going for a 19, 20-year-old that we already have two of. Fofana, his ceiling's high, great. But do we need players for the now? I think we do, especially on the left. I think we need to mirror Kudus, but on the left-hand side, that's my thinking. I had a good debate with Sean about this the other day. Lookman is strong. He's quick. He's agile. He's got good dribbling. He's got good goal scoring. I personally think a 27-year-old left winger right now is better than a young 20-year-old left winger that has bags of potential. So does Hotspur and Tell, to an extent. But I think we need someone right now. Guys, let me know what you think in the chat. I'm going to bring up a few chats and I'm going to hand back to Frank. As I said, I want him to lead things today. But Real Tommy's in the house. Hope you're doing well. 140 of you in the house. Let me just check the likes. 21 likes according to my computer. Maybe I'm behind, but let's all smash the like, smash the subscribe, and hit the notification bell on so you never miss us going live every single day, whether I'm late or not. We're going to be here updating you boys. A1 Synergy, there he is. And now he's changed his profile picture, unless it's your twin in the chat. I don't know. We've got Adam Paul Galikska in here. Do you know what? I was so careful about saying your name there, Adam, and then you've just called me Chris Cowley. It's not even right. And then you've gone even Stephen Merchant as well. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. I actually ended up telling my family because I was so devastated by those remarks. Roy Park saying, agreed, Zoe was so saying, Fabrizio has been losing credibility this window. It's hard to listen to him. I certainly think he's got the Hincapie thing wrong. I respect Fabrizio Romano, but I think there is an argument to say that some of the journalists put out stuff that is potentially not true, or to create smokescreens, or to help other players get to other clubs with a better fee and pretend that clubs are interested just so that, you know, they can get a better deal. I think there is all part of it. And where there's money, there is unfortunately going to be corruption sometimes. So I think there is an element of that. I don't know if you agree with me on that one, Frank, but maybe I'll come to you in just a sec. Terence is in here. Terence Beard with a great beard as well. He is very much still a prospect. Lookman is a baller, mate, says Gaza. Savinho to Spurs off. Well, maybe not. I mean, you got to question it with the lack of updates, right? I love Lookman, says Iron Army. Love wingers that can produce a good output and can play a lot of areas as attack and a high level, but would ideally like him to play left wing, but helps if we get injuries. Chat's going nuts. Go on the boys. He says Luke Jarvis. Adam saying, I'll refer to you as your actual names now. Thank you so much. You know, I do take offense. Jacobs Ben Jacobs saying Fabio Paratici to return to Spurs once the window shuts and lead recruitment. Hey, what does that mean?
That's it. That's in the slides already.
We'll get to that.
He's coming back, basically.
I'll hand back to you, mate. You lead the way.
Just very quickly as well, just whilst we're on the topic of these two, I don't dislike Ademola Lookman. I think I probably, when I thought about it yesterday, I probably came across that way. I just think he's solid. I think he's certainly an option, right? But I just think he's solid. Savinho, I looked at and thought that's someone that raises your ceiling. I think he has such a high ceiling himself. I'm not sure how much better Ademola Lookman gets than what he is.
But does that matter? Does that matter though, Frank?
But
at this
stage, I think it does, because I don't think he's at an elite level now. I think he's good. I think he's a good player. I don't think he takes you to, I don't think you win the league with Ademola Lookman, right? I think Savinho long term you could, right? I think Savinho is someone that now can produce and can compete and can be a top player. But in 3 years' time, Savinho could end up being one of the best wingers in the world. I'm not sure Ademola Lookman could be. And because I don't think he improves from where he is now. And so I think now, I think Savinho now is probably better than Lookman is now. And I think he's got a higher ceiling. And I think that's probably where the excitement has been drained from it a little bit. That Lookman doesn't make me think I'm going to get off my seat. Lookman doesn't excite me. But I think he comes in, he'll do a job, he'll get you 10, 12 goals, and he'll be solid. And so I can see the benefit and the upside and the joy of signing someone like that. But I'm not sure, given the options that we could have had, being Savinho or whatever, I'm not sure that is the top of the shelf. But I think it's probably the bracket below. But moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Finally, some outgoings by the looks of things. And the Bissouma is on his way to Galatasaray. Negotiations at the final stage between Tottenham and Galatasaray for the transfer of the midfielder. Personal terms have already been agreed. This was first broken by Fabrice Hawkins, and then I think it was Mike McGrath, I want to say, that put it, that then came out afterwards and said it was a loan with an obligation to buy, which is fine, right? It means the money's definitely coming in. It's none of these options. The money is coming in next summer. Ideally, it would have been nice to have it now, but it's coming in next summer, fine, like they did with Højbjerg. I imagine we're probably going to be looking at 15 million quid or so, would be my guess. He obviously goes and links up with former Spurs players in Davinson Sanchez. And so yeah, I'm glad that that's sort of coming to an end, his time at Tottenham. Because as great as I think he probably could have been at times, he's probably been a bit of a letdown as well, his time at Spurs. So yeah.
So sorry, Frank. You're probably wondering why I'm wetting myself laughing, and this is
a comment from the chase.
This is someone either someone I know under a different name or someone on a wind up. Someone said I look like a younger version of the Beast off the Chase, which is this. Do you know what? I get that already, and the fact that that's now cottoned onto the chat, whether this is the person I'm thinking of or not, but this is nuts. Anyway, sorry. Back to Spurs chat. I love the banter, but like that is. I don't know what's worse, Chris Cowling or the Beast off the Chase. This is getting silly, right? Really, isn't it? This is getting silly.
Oh gosh. Sorry, just a comment there. I'll pull that one up. That for anyone that does want to watch it after this, of course. But the under-21s are on Sky this evening. They're playing. I think it's Bristol. I want to say Bristol Rovers. I think on Sky this evening. Obviously, got quite an exciting side. Tynan Thompson came on in the Wickham game this summer, the friendly. I think he got a nice assist for the Pape Sarr goal. Luke Williams-Barnett, obviously, been in and around sort of the squad this year. So yeah, if you want to go and watch that after this stream, of course, then that is there. Bring up a quick comment. Let's have a look. Stop worrying about 3 years from now. Quality in today. I think that's what Savinho would give you, though. I think Savinho gives you quality today and even more quality in 3 years' time. But I think that quality now from Savinho would probably be as high, if not higher, than Lookman. Now, Bristol Rovers should have included him on a deal. West Ham deal for Paqueta. Well, we spoke about earlier on that there was a rumor that possibly they were going for El Canous. So maybe Spurs are going to be going for Paqueta, and that is going to be an option. I'll let you kind of give your thoughts on this, James. I spoke a little bit about it at the start, very briefly. Paratici set to be coming back when the window slams shut. Seems like a perfect time for him to come back, actually, as soon as we don't need him. He's been a consultant all summer, but it's been sort of spoken about as Ben Jacobs states, but he's going to come back as an official club role in September, October time.
Does this mean Johan Langer's going? What are we saying?
That's specified, to be honest. I imagine so. I would imagine so.
Surely. I mean, what is? I'm not gonna. Luke Jarvis saying I don't know him. I'm here after you're watching. So this is a fresh insult. Okay, got it. No, anyway, on Johan Langer, or Lange, or whatever you want to call him. Johan sleeps for half of the summer window and does nothing. Let's call him that. He might as well not be there now because, I mean, what has he been doing the whole window? Not to go off on one, but I mean, you have to ask the question. You know, what are we doing here? You know, what has he done? Okay, you brought in Mohamed Kudus. You could argue, is that even, fully responsible by him? But, we're 6 days, and the days keep going quickly. 6 days now from the end of the transfer window. We know that we'll get at least one more signing in. Well, you'd like to hope so. As I've been saying, I think we need 2 or 3. I'm sure the chat agree with me. Let me know how many signings you think we need in the chat, guys. Put it in the comments below. But for me, okay, great. Fabio Paratici, amazing. But I think even with Paratici, he got us Kulusevski, he got us Bentancur on those last couple of days in the January window. I think that was 2022, if I remember rightly. So, other than that, Paratici, yeah, we know he's great in the Serie A and he's great to get some signings in from that league, and he knows it inside out. But really, Frank, maybe I'm being a bit controversial here. What's great about Fabio Paratici? Because I see a lot about he's cooking, he's doing this and that. But what is the best signing he's made? It's Kulusevski and Bentancur, right? And they're 2 great signings.
Them 2 and Romero.
And Romero, okay, fair enough. But
but to be honest with you, I mean, it's the first time in a couple of streams I think we probably agree on something. I don't really get it either. I have to be honest. I think he did a lot right. He did a lot that was good. Sort of on that note that the under-21s are 2-0 up, that he was a big part of the youth development. And he did a lot of work behind the scenes, apparently, on the academy. And basically the Spurs academy was a shambles when he came in. He didn't like it, and he wanted it to be more like it is in Italy and whatever. And so it was built up. There was a proper system, and there was a good structure that was helping. And since then, we've certainly probably had our best youth years, right? maybe we've not seen them all break into the team, but Mikey Moore's come in. Jamie Donnelly's there or thereabouts. Right? They've got quite a few players like that in the last 3 years that have come through. Divine they bought, Lancashire they bought, but young. But these guys are sort of coming through, and you can feel like, well, there's a plan, right? Maybe they're going to go out on loan and be sold, but there's kind of a plan. But I'm not convinced either. I mean, for all the good he did in Romero, Bentancur, Kulusevski, fantastic. I think he's great at finding players that maybe out favour and top clubs in Italy and around Europe that he can go and go, these guys are maybe at low stock, but can be higher. And so we're going to bring them in for cheap because they improve us. Fine, great. I'm a little bit fearful, though, because he was also part of the Emerson Royale deal. He was also part of the one that brought in, as it says there, brought in...
Yeah, look at this.
Deal. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the worst deals ever. I mean, I would argue Spurs' worst ever. They brought in Gil for Lamela and 30 million quid, and then the year later they loaned Gil back to Sevilla, sorry. And I mean, that's just like unbelievable. That's just dreadful. He was part of, as I say, he brought in those two. He brought in Conte and Nuno.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'd been there for a week when Nuno came in, so that was obviously quite a lot to do with him. So for all the good that he was part of the Richarlison deal, which I've obviously questioned. So for all the good stuff that he did, I mean, yeah, this one here, Richarlison, Bissouma, Perisic, Spence, Longley, Forster, after getting the Champions League, we all said at the time we've won the transfer window, has been pretty much a disaster of a window, right? Perisic, Spence has obviously turned out to probably be the best of the lot, I would say. Richarlison is doing all right now. Bissouma's been whatever. Longley and Forster. Longley was actually okay, I thought, but only was here for a year. Forster, whatever. And Perisic was okay, but obviously left when he got the bad injury. So for all the good that he's done, I'm a little bit worried if he was to come back. But I think they need to set themselves up with a team, right? A team of people that it's not all on. Obviously, it's not all on one guy, but you need to have this scouting team that go out and have different expertise. And maybe Lange, I think Johan Lange has actually improved in the sort of the caliber of young players we're signing. In that since he's come in, I mean, maybe Gray isn't maybe Gray's a more obvious one, right? But he was part of the team from. I mean, he's obviously Scandinavian himself, but he was part of the team that obviously found Lucas Bergvall. Right, whether we were a little bit worried about Odobert and Tell right now or whatever, those two have come in, and so as well. So Vuskovic, I want to say, came in 23, which I think was Johan Lange as well. I think he came in that summer. So right now, I think they offer different things. I think they're both poor at certain things. I think they're both very good at certain things. I think as a team together, they could work really well, actually. Solely because I think, as I say, Johan Lange is pretty good at finding the young players that are coming through and going to be the next best of the lot. And I think Paratici is one that finds players that are a little bit on the come down, but can still rise.
I would say not on the come down. I would say that are nearer to their prime.
Yeah, like maybe
Romero,
that's more experienced and can maybe contribute more now.
I feel like with Paratici though. Like I've seen loads. I'm not going to mention the channels. I've seen loads of channels going, Paratici like cooks it up and like he's this and that. Sorry, he does. Yeah, he does at times. You know, fair play to the people in the chat that have corrected me. He brought in Sarr. He brought in Udogie. Yeah. Okay, so he's probably done a handful of very good signings. Decent, right? We're screaming out for a handful of good signings now, right? But as someone else put, where is it? About the Lamela thing, the chat's gone quite quickly. Paratici first ever deal was to sell Lamela plus 30 million. So it's like there's no middle ground here. It's either a really good signing or it's absolutely garbage. There's no middle ground here, and I feel like that's why maybe Paratici gets this whole thing about he's cooking, but actually if you bring it back down a little bit, he's had some absolute stinkers as well, like really real stinkers. Just to quickly, I know we've got a few more slides to go. And discuss. I just did want to share this, which I found pretty amazing. Spurs under 21s after 20 minutes against Bristol Rovers in the Football League Trophy. I think this is the one that used to be the Papa John's one. Yeah. Papa John's, if you want to sponsor us, let me know. I'm joking. Tyne and Thompson 10th minute. Luca Williams-Barnett, we know how much of a wonder kid he's going to be, 14th minute. And Yusuf Akhamrich in the 16th minute. So 3 goals in a matter of 6 minutes against Bristol Rovers, who, by the way, are a League 2 team. So, I mean, pretty good going there.
From my limited knowledge as well, obviously we've seen more of Tynan Thompson. We saw him a bit in the summer. Luca Williams-Barnett, most people probably on Spurs Twitter and things will know of him. But Yusuf Akhamrich is meant to be one that's really sort of talked about as well. Predominantly a right winger, I think. I've from the limited bits I've seen of him, he's meant to be very good.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'm interested to know in the chat. I know a few of you have been discussing the under-21s, and I don't want to just, I want to go back to transfers. But if you guys, the 250 of you are watching, if you could let me know in the comments below if you're interested in like the youth team, the women's team, and other teams to do with Tottenham, or is it mainly just the men's first team? I'd be really interested to know, because we can do some youth segments and some updates on how the under-19s, under-21s are getting on. So let us know in the comments below if that interests you. Paratici is an ITK wet dream. Brilliant. And he has Simon's in here. Big up yourself, mate. There's 250 of you in the house, by the way. Amazing support. If you could all do me a massive favor now before we get the next slide up, smash that like button. Let's get that to 100 likes, please, guys. I really appreciate all the support lately. It's been absolutely brilliant coming on here pretty much every single day. So if you do want to watch us every single day, you want the latest updates, please smash a like so we know that you're enjoying it. Please smash a subscribe if you're new. We're on our way to 5,000 now. Thank you so much for all the support. 4,000 subscribers now and growing. And please also, an important one, turn the notification bell on, because you'll never, ever miss a video. All 3 of those are free. If you want to support the channel financially in any way, there is the super chat option in the live chat. And also after the video, there's a thanks button. Plus, of course, there is the membership option. If you want to come in, have your say on the chat live with us, then please do become a member. I think it's someone corrected me. I was saying it was £2 a month. Apparently, it's £2.99. Apologies. I can reduce that as well. But the membership option is down in the description below if you do want to help us out and come on the show, of course. So, yeah, like, subscribe, noties on, guys. I won't plug it anymore. I really appreciate all the support. Frank, back to the slides. I know we've got... Sorry, let me unshare my screen. Apologies. I know we've got to talk about this guy.
Yeah. So TalkSport were reporting today that if the deal was for Savinho and Rodgers weren't to happen, then Lucas Paqueta is one that they're looking at. The idea of it being 60 million quid puts me off, I have to be honest, and I imagine it will put Spurs off. But on the flip side, if West Ham need that money, I think it's the sort of thing that they might take 35, 40, 45. Obviously, the Luke Jarvis comment referenced his chant at West Ham. I like the good chant, and I'd like to think that we would bring that with them. Yeah, I mean, I said the other day I wasn't that sure if this was the right sort of deal, and then I said at the start of this stream that I've started to actually come around to the idea of this. This starts to quite excite me, actually. I don't know if it will happen. I don't think it will happen. I don't think West Ham give us 2 players in a window. But I have to say that if it was to happen, the idea of one taking another player from West Ham, very funny. But that's sort of a minor point. But the idea that he's actually a good player, Brazil international, was good at Lyon, played in the Champions League. And listen, there was a reason that City tried to buy him last year for 80 million quid or whatever it was, right? The betting scandal obviously caused an issue. If that is totally done and Spurs do their homework on this, that's really important that they do their homework. If that is done and it is no more forgotten, then I think Paqueta would be an actually very, very, very good signing for Tottenham. I think he was maybe in the last year like Kudus. The pair of them probably didn't perform to their capabilities. Bowen was probably the only one of the 3 that did. And I think that's probably why they have the affiliation with Bowen that they do, and they love him so much, and they've been so frustrated by maybe these 2. But these 2 are top players, right? I think. I mean, there's the comment there, and I think this is it, right? If they improve the first team, forget improving the 14 or the 15 or whatever. If they improve the first team, then we need to kind of forget the money, because that this is how you're going to progress, right? By improving it now. And I think Lucas Paqueta comes in. He can play as an 8, he can play as a 10. He knows the Premier League. He knows European football. I think he's tough. He can dribble. He can score goals. He wins tackles. I think he does a lot. I think he'd be a really top signing for Spurs, actually.
I agree, mate. I think he would. I just am being realistic. Like, take away from the fact of how realistic it could be. I think, just very quickly to touch on it, I don't think West Ham are going to sell us 2 players. I just really, really don't think that's going to happen. The age thing, Simon said he's 28 tomorrow. I don't mind. I think he's in his prime right now. He's playing at a very poor West Ham team. I think he's a lot better than West Ham. I think he'd put in even better numbers for us. And I like the fact that he can essentially play in the 10 or in the 8, which is very, very useful for Thomas Frank, depending on the opponent and depending on how the tactics go in a game. Having that option, he could probably play in a double pivot, 5-2-3 formation. He could probably play in the middle with a Paulinho or a Bentancur. So it gives us that option, or even a Sarr. I think he's a very, very decent player. I think this is a really good point from Minch as well. He's not reliant on his pace, which is always important for a player, especially in midfield. I think Bentancur is a prime example of that. He's very clever with the ball. He's very clever with how he distributes the ball. And so I think, Paqueta would be a great signing. I just don't think we will get him because West Ham would need to replace him in 6 days. And this is the problem we're going to have with all players now, Frank, is, Savinho. The talk is the latest, in my opinion. I don't know what you got up earlier, Frank, but Savinho won't come to Tottenham unless City find a replacement. Well, City's replacement for Savinho was going to be Rodrigo, and that's not happening. It looks like Rodrigo is going to stay at Real Madrid now after all that saga. So you've got to think, like, with Paqueta, West Ham probably won't want to sell us 2 of their best players in the same window because their fans will you'll probably be able to see from East London the Thames overflowing from all the tears that will happen. And secondly, are we going to be able to tempt West Ham with 60 million? Is that enough? Will we then get into 70, 80 million? Is it then worth it? I agree with the point about, I don't really care at this point how much we're spending on players, but then you've got to be realistic, Frank. We smashed in like 60 million on Ndombele, and this market would be like 100 million. And we've got people crying that our business was terrible. What happens if we bought Paqueta? He gets injured for a year, and then we have no good years of him. We'll be starting to say Paqueta's the worst ever signing at Tottenham Hotspur. So unfortunately, you can't win over the fan base sometimes because no matter what you do, even if you go, right, well, forget about the money, which we know Daniel Levy won't do. Daniel Levy's very much, counting his pennies as he pays a transfer fee. But if we did overpay for someone and then they're not worth it, all hell breaks loose, mate. So I'm a realist. I'm just going to say that I don't think that Paqueta would come to Tottenham. I don't think West Ham would sell him to us. And to be honest with you, it's nice food for thought. And I've put in the chat, what do people think on this? 87% of the 60 voters so far have said yes. But I think we'd say yes to anyone at this point, mate. It's becoming ridiculous. We might as well call us Tottenham desperate Hotspur because it's honestly going to become like that in the last few days. I mean, tomorrow it's 5 days. I mean, we've got people in the chat talking about, I know you're joking at the bar and I like your comments, but like if Thorban's going to be mentioned, are we going to end up with Hincapie on loan? Like, I'm serious. Like, what are we doing here? Like, when are we going to actually show that we're going to be big boys in the transfer market and not get little broed everywhere and just come in and go, look, we're going to get our player. This is what we want. None of this approaching players. Oh, will you come? Hincapie, we'll have a little chat to you about personal terms. Big Arsenal come in and just come over the top. It's embarrassing for us. And I said I wouldn't go on a rant till next sort of Sunday and Monday, but I'm starting to get a little bit shaky, Frank, as the saying goes. I'm getting a little bit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just reading as well while you were talking. I was listening. Don't worry, but I was reading. I saw a headline come up about El Canoes. Someone mentioned it at the very start of the stream, and so I went to fact check it. That there's a newspaper in Morocco, right?
Right.
I don't know how, but obviously he's Moroccan. That have said that El Canoes is in advanced negotiations to sign for West Ham.
West Ham.
Yeah. Which would
perfect.
mean
we'll have Paqueta. They can have El Canoes. Decent. I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean that would suggest, if that is true, that they are. I mean, maybe they're not going to. Maybe he's their Kudus replacement, right? That could just be the. But I can't. I don't actually know if they signed another one. They've made a few signings in the last couple of days. I'm not sure if any of them are also attacking midfielders or wingers. But yeah, that is certainly one to keep an eye on. I think in the last 6 days, it wouldn't be the greatest shock in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the latest then? Hincapie saying Spurs are panicking and up. This is it. Spurs are. I don't. Again, take it with a pinch of salt. It is Hincapie. Like I said, I respect him, but with all due respect, he's not tier 1, tier 2. But Spurs apparently are panicking and asking around everywhere just in case they miss out on their main targets. Another player which has come back into consideration is Lucas Paqueta. Anyway, I think we've had enough of Lucas Paqueta. Someone asked me, or someone asked us, Frank, would Casado or Casado? Casado.
I'm pretty sure he's the one at Barcelona. Give me a second. Yeah,
him. Right. Someone's told me to eat chocolate. Definitely not. I need to try and get in shape, Simon. So any comfort food is no good right now. Timothy can't even smell his name right. I just don't see us getting Paqueta. Wet Spam fans already talking about relegation. And Hit the Bar says, in all honesty, I'm fearing we're going to get Poundland bargains. There's not a lot left for what we're going to pay. Plus, no one can get anyone in short time. Absolutely. Frank, Gong, who's Casado?
Defensive midfielder for Barcelona. Which, I mean, I know Bissouma's gone. I don't think it's a priority. No. I think if they go for a midfielder, though, that they will go for Mainoo. That's my hunch. We've sort of seen his name thrown around in the last sort of couple of days on Twitter and things.
I'm not putting my neck. I'm not putting my neck on the line with what I've been told anymore. I mean, I've been told that Morgan Rogers is going to heat up, and it's not. I could be in the mud. But if Morgan Rogers happens, listen, I'm an in the know as well. You know, I'm up there. Go on, Frank. Do you want to take this last couple? I know you've got to go soon, mate.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I'm going to stay live for a few more minutes because the numbers are insane. By the way, before we continue, the numbers have been insane, guys. 250, 60 in the house. I can see 89 likes on the video. I know I said I wouldn't plug it again. But look, guys, we're loving your comments. We're loving your interactions. We do this show because we enjoy interacting with you more than anything. So if you do enjoy this stream, please do me a massive favor. Just hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and hit those notification bells on because you never miss us going live. You never miss a live video. You never miss an offline video. And we're going to be pumping out the content until the window ends. You know, we'll be, putting that content in there more than Spurs will get links of players. Put it that way, because there's going to be a lot of links to players in the last few days. And I'm looking forward to discussing it on here. I've just seen it go over 100 likes. So I really appreciate that, guys. Keep smashing the like. Anyway, Frank, last few points. Oh, well, as I said, I'm going to stay live for a little bit longer, especially interacting with the chat that's so active. Kobe would be classes, Chris Div. Guys, if I do miss your comments, like I said, there is the super chat option if you want me to literally stop saying what we're saying and bring it up. Even if it's a talking point, it could be a 99p question, I'll bring it up. Frank.
Yes. Xavi Simons is, again, a name that's been thrown around a little bit on Twitter. Maybe the sources aren't superb. A little bit like Mainoo. I mean, Mainoo, I know Ornstein said that there's situations one to watch earlier on, but not to Tottenham. He just said in general, so he didn't specify who. But Xavi Simons is one that obviously we've known that Chelsea have wanted him all summer. That's kind of been a continuous thing. He wanted Chelsea, all was fine. Yeah, he's been playing for Leipzig, staying professional, all that, whatever. And then today, the news broke from David Ornstein that Chelsea were going after Fermin Lopez, who's obviously an attacking midfielder as well. Now, bear in mind they have Cole Palmer as well. I know that Chelsea like to stock up and have a lot of players, but bear in mind they've got Cole Palmer and they've got João Pedro, who can play that role anyway. I find it crazy if they got Fermin Lopez and Xavi Simons in the last week of the window. That would suggest to me, if they are going for Fermin Lopez, and I would trust David Ornstein, that Xavi Simons to Chelsea is probably off. Meaning you have an easier chance of getting him, right?
Plus, sorry, just to add, sorry if I missed what you said there. Plus, aren't they prioritising Garnacho?
Yes, I think that was also another part as well. So, yeah, I mean, Xavi Simons is one that can play on the left. He can play as a 10. I think it would make sense. Am I his biggest fan? No. Have I seen enough of him? Also, no. So it's hard for me to really judge. I try not to do a load of homework on every player we're linked to because otherwise I would have no free time left and all for nothing really. So if it starts to heat up, then I will do a little bit more homework and probably give a better sort of idea on him as I sort of have done with Paqueta in the last couple of days. But Xavi Simons is one that I think would take us up a level now. My fear with Xavi Simons is that Tottenham is a stepping stone in for 2 years' time or 3 years' time to go and head back to Barcelona or back to PSG or another top club like that, or back to Germany to Bayern Munich or something. So it would be a ceiling raiser now, certainly, and in the future. It depends if you can make him buy into the idea for the next 5 years, though. And that's kind of what it comes down to for me, I think.
Absolutely, mate. I agree with you say. I think people forget that he's the Barcelona youth product and he's only 22 years of age. And I mean, I feel like Xavi Simons has been in sort of the limelight for the last sort of 4 or 5 years, and he probably has because he came onto the scene at such a young age. If you break down his stats slightly, not to go into it in too much detail, for Leipzig last season, 25 matches played, 10 goals, 7 assists. That's incredible, Frank. And I know it's the Bundesliga, it's different to the Premier League, etc. But those stats, mate, 17 goal contributions in 25 matches is super impressive. The season before, he got 8 goals, 11 assists in 32 matches. So 19 goal contributions in 32 games. I would take Xavi Simons in a heartbeat. I think he's an excellent player. I'm pretty sure he can play off the left and centrally in number 10. Maybe even the second striker. Who knows? Don't do this to yourself, says Eugene. I know, but listen, we have to talk about these players because we are going to be starting to be linked with more and more players, whether that's the 10s, whether that's the left wings, and maybe even the centre-backs if we get a backup one. I just think 10 goals is not impressive. What for a number 10? 10 goals, 7 assists in 25 matches. Sorry, Frank, am I going nuts? That's an incredible, incredible return. Frank, I know you've got a dash. I'm going to stay live in the chat with the guys for another few... a bit longer, but yeah, did you want to, before it, guys, we're not ending this show. Well, I'm staying live. I'm going to stay with you guys for a little bit longer if you're enjoying the content. Frank has to run off for football. Frank's been great, of course. You know, he was there when I wasn't. So, Frank, where can people find you guys? As I said, we're not ending the live stream just for 30 seconds. I'm going to plug Frank's channel because he deserves much more subscribers than he has over at THFC Frank. And then while you're plugging it, Frank, just very quickly, I'm going to find the link.
Yes, so underneath me at THFC_Frank.
But even easier than that, guys. Yeah. In the live chat now, I've just spammed it 3 times. I want every single one to click on this link. You're not going to come off the video. You're still going to be watching us live. Click on that link and just press subscribe. That's all you need to do. Frank, what have you got coming up on your channel, mate?
So as of right now, there is nothing other than shorts, but that is going to change. I think once I probably hit 300, I think is going to be the mark. Once I hit 300, that first video is going to come. I'm probably going to start with a tactical analysis video, whether that be the Bournemouth game. I'd quite like to do the Bournemouth game at the weekend, so I might look to film that and get that up when afterwards. So yeah, that every subscriber counts in this basically.
There you go, guys. Please, listen, I've already seen 6 of you subscribe. Let's get him 60 more subscribers. Look, there's 300 of you in the chat. Surely we can do that. Surely we can help Frank start his YouTube journey as well. Look, we're all trying to help each other here. Let's get Frank up to at least, 250 subscribers. I can see 10 of you have done it. Everyone, every single person. I'm going to put it in the link once more, and then I'm going to let Frank go because I know he's got to run. Everyone, click that link and go and subscribe to Frank because he puts in a lot of effort for Spurs Related and he deserves more subscribers on his channel as well. So please go and click that. Frank, have a good night of football, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See you soon, yeah?
Yeah, cool. See ya.
All the best. Cheers.
Bye.
Right. So, guys, everyone subscribed over there. There's still 300 of you in the chat. Make sure you're subscribing down below to Spurs Related. Let's get some comments up in the chat. CFT have posted. CFT? What's CFT? Big up to the guys that subscribed. I really appreciate you subscribing to Frank as well. Just subscribe. Brilliant. Savinho off. What a surprise. As I said all along, we are not signing anyone. Listen, it's not definitely off, but the more that this window goes on, the more, the minutes tick by, the more you start to think this isn't going to happen. That's the only thing I would say. That's my concern. What about Damsgaard, guys? Would you get up Damsgaard? That's a very, very good question because I've seen a few links to Damsgaard. I don't know how true that is, but for sure, it could be an option. I just wanted to get up the Xavi Simons thing as well. Hopefully my screen doesn't lag when I do this. Because someone was telling me Xavi Simons' stats are terrible, and that is a terrible take in itself. I've got to be honest. Look at this. Look, just quickly, I'll get up Damsgaard in a minute. 25 matches played, 10 goals, 7 assists. I know I already read these out. I'm a bit worried about how many yellow cards he gets as well. 10 yellow cards. really have to look there. We've got a super chat. Absolutely, really appreciate this from James. Great name, by the way. Loving your profile picture. Just a scenic view there. I've also starred that someone telling me I look like Mr. the Beast. That is a shocker. But anyway, James, really appreciate the kind words, mate. And we'll keep going. We're going to do live streams every single day. So make sure you are hitting the subscribe, hitting the like button. But James, if you've got a question, I'll bring it up, mate, because part of the super chat is you can ask a question and, change the talking point of the show, especially when we've got lots and lots of comments coming through. But James, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. CFT, change for Tottenham. Okay, I'll have a look in a minute. We should talk about go-karts, says Danny. Got it. Sorry, my brain is lagging today. I've had a busy day. Danny76 is saying, I really feel for fellow fans, but come on. It's like every transfer window. Levy says we tried. Guys, how confident are you? Just a little quick one. I know I like doing the 1s and 2s in the chat. How confident are you? Give me a 1 if you're confident that we're going to get this to an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 window. And give me a 2 if you think we're not going to do enough. And basically, Thomas Frank isn't going to be backed. Give me a 2 if you're not confident in the board at the moment. Because I'm interested to see how confident you are that we're going to get stuff done. Personally, I'm like 1.5. I think we'll sign one player, but I don't think it will be enough. I think we'll be discussing this time next week a lack of investment, a lack of input, and that is my main concern here. Is that this board hasn't done enough. It's not been a secret, the transfer window. It starts in June. We're in August, the end of August. Surely they should have done more than Kudus, Takai, Tell on a permanent, and Palhinha on loan. It just seems like they've not done enough there. It seems like they've not done enough. Wow, look at these comments, guys. Loving the support. Keep this going. Talking Ball saying at this point, if they play as a 10 and have experience in a top league, just get them in. That's what I mean. We're going to become desperate, Talking Ball. We're going to become desperate. Kev saying 0. Danny's saying 0. But then Logan's going 2. Lars Martin 2. Derek says 0. He can't even be asked to put 1 or 2. Matt Philo 2. Talking Ball, you're confident. You're confident they're going to get it done. But the majority 2. Danny 2. Simon 2. Roy 2. Stephen 2. Archer. Tom. Rich is saying -10. Rich has just given up. Love the profile picture. Terry Wright 2. I'm in the middle. James is think I like James. Levy is hated by everyone and has no aura. No aura, especially with his bald head. I have no confidence in his skills and his charisma, so a 2. Toby saying 2. Frank to be sacked by next summer. Danny, let's get behind the manager. I hope we're not talking about a sacking. I really don't. Kez is saying 2. Big up, Kez. Looks like a new subscriber as well. Do Dafar share? Are we about to see it's all Lange's fault excuse? I don't think we can blame this all on Ange either. I really don't. 1 or 2 on 1.5. Sorry, I am on the fence. You caught me out there. Just researching Lookman a little. Shouted 15 goals last season. I'm going to get up Lookman's stats in a minute, Robert. But he won African Player of the Year. Haven't seen much. He's a baller. He's a baller, mate. He's a baller. Guys, I can't keep up with these chats. It's brilliant. I'm really enjoying talking to you guys. Hope you're enjoying the content as well. I'd be pretty chill if Morgan Gibbs White had signed. Yeah, it was just such a terrible start, wasn't it? Hit the bars going 2. Andy Booth's available on loan. Who's Andy Booth, Daniel? Daniel's going 3. He's just lost. Everyone's losing their heads a bit. Everyone's losing their heads. Roddy Rock. I thought it was Andy Roddick. If Levy was a proper owner, we could have finished our business already and only be looking for small deals at the end instead of... That's the thing. Like, this should be the time where we're perfecting the window, not actually doing our main business, which is kind of scary. I'd say the only main business we've done is Kudus and Palhinha. Tell on a permanent. We had him already. Takai, what's happening with him? I think he's injured anyway. Has Lang returned from holiday? He's probably gone on another holiday, honestly. Has Spurs says, big out, lost all hope, mate. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. It looks like the club has not taken advantage of another golden opportunity to push forward to greater heights. It's very disappointing. Yeah, honestly. West Ham, Forest and Palace to be relegated. That would be nice. I'm just going to be hate watching Forest now. I don't even care. Palace, I don't mind Palace. I mean, I can't I can't, in a way, blame Palace. I think Levy was the instigator of the issues with the talks with what's his name, Steve Parish. I think that was mainly Levy fault and Eze for ringing up Arteta and saying, "Can I join Arsenal?" I mean, go and join Arsenal if that's what you want, mate. I will be hate watching Eze though. I don't even care. I say that with chest. Levy's actions have proven that even winning a major trophy makes no difference. Kelvin, you're confident we're going to get stuff done? Let me know what you think is going to be done by the end of the window, mate. I'm really not confident. I'm really not confident. European trophy makes no difference in his handling. Sorry, I've read that. Levy sucks in Premier League circles. I'm going to catch up. Paqueta replacement for Bissouma. What's that poll saying? I think most people have said they would take Paqueta, which is super interesting. I think he's a great player. I just at the start of the window didn't even think it was even a possibility, and I probably still would say it would be a very hard thing to achieve. Really, Paqueta. Can we sign West Ham's two best players? I mean, can we really get Kudus and Paqueta in the same window? I'm starting to doubt it. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking what the final poll is. Maybe I ended it. Let me know in the chat what the Paqueta poll is on. I think I can't see. I'm just going to skip on. Fermin Lopez to Chelsea. Is that right? Apparently Sterling is not in talks with Besiktas. God, what a fool off Sterling is. Frank's in here saying thanks everyone for their support. Yeah, guys, make sure you've subscribed to Frank's channel. I put it in the chat earlier. In fact, I'm going to put it in once more just because of how much of a top bloke Frank is for joining me every single day. Smash the like button if Levy is useless. Absolutely. How many likes are we on? 145. Let's see if we can get it to 200, guys. That'd be insane. That would be absolutely insane. Peter Crouch, we are. Yeah, honestly, mate. I don't know who Andy Booth is. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Adam. But I can't feel too sorry for you because you called me Chris Cowlin, which is absolutely ridiculous. 89% for Paqueta. This is Patch Thomas. Would we be happy with Paqueta at the start of the window? That's the thing, guys. Are we just getting desperate? Are we just getting like desperate here? Like for anyone, for any sniff of any player? It's got to that point. It's got to that point. Sorry, I'm gonna share my screen again. Actually, I want to just quickly bring up Lookman's stats because for me, these stats are impressive. I brought them up yesterday. Where am I? Here I am. 31 matches last season for Atalanta, 15 goals, 5 assists. And then you had 31 matches. He likes to play 31 matches. I swear that's not actually how many they play in the Serie A. But 31 matches, 11 goals, 7 assists the season before. 31 matches, 13 goals, 6 assists. And even in the Champions League last season, 7 matches, 5 goals, 1 assist. I like Lookman, guys. I really like Lookman. I'm gonna bring up his FB ref as well, and we can discuss Lookman a bit more because there has been the links out there. I don't know how concrete, but certainly something we can look into and dig our teeth into. Here we go. So Lookman, this is Ademola Lookman scouting report. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I get your point here when you look at his Premier League match. I get it. Lookman didn't do well in the in his spell at Leicester and Fulham, but listen, he is a top player. Look, he's in the top 98 percentile for non-penalty goals. We need goal contributions, guys. Like, let's be honest. We're looking at our team thinking, Richarlison, is he going to keep that up? Is he going to keep getting us goals here and there? Are we going to rely on Kudus more? Where does our goals come? We don't have a Dele Alli like we used to that could just pop in and help Son, Kane, Lucas Moura, Ericsson. We had goal scorers around that whole pitch under Poch. Now I look at our team, I'm thinking, where are our goals coming from? Kudus, Richarlison. Do you see what I mean? Like, where are our main goals coming from? So Lookman provides that because, he comes in and he's a very attacking winger that's basically a second striker. Even if you compare him to forwards, look, this is against forwards based on the men's Big 5 leagues, UCL, UEL, over the last 365 days. So this is comparing Lookman to just forwards. He's in the top 88 percentile for non-penalty goals. He is in the top 92 percentile for shots in total. He's in the top 99 percentile for expected assisted goals. So he creates a lot, right? These are very high stats for FB Ref, by the way. Top 99 percentile for shot creating actions. We could break this down further. Look at his progressive passes. You know, top 92 percentile, top 98 percentile for progressive carries. Guys, how much more do I need to sell this guy? I mean, get me on the phone to Lookman's agent. I think I've sold him to Tottenham Hotspur in just this. Top 99 percentile, 12.88 a game on progressive passes received. That means that that players around him love to pass him the ball because he knows what happens. He gets on the front foot. He runs at defenders. He creates chances. He creates goals and he scores goals. What more is there not to like? For me, Ademola Lookman, I actually have to hold my hands up and say I was doubting it based on what you guys were saying about his record at Leicester and Fulham. But then you forget he was only like 20, 21 years old when he was there. He's now 27 years old. He's in his prime. He's got a hat-trick in the Europa League final the year before last. He is a very, very good player. And he's very actually similar to Kudus in the fact that he loves running at players and the fact that he loves to drive, put crosses in, shoot, score, create chances, make assists. Am I going nuts, guys? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're on board on the Lookman. If Lookman heats up, I start to get very excited. So give me a 1 if you would take Lookman. And if you don't want Lookman, put a 2 and tell me why. Tell me why you wouldn't take Lookman. But guys, the numbers have grown since Frank left. That's not because of Frank, by the way. I just want to hold that out there. But I just want to appreciate that the numbers have grown. So really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you're hitting subscribe. Please make sure you're hitting like. Please make sure you're hitting the notification bell. I know it's boring. I get it. But I have to plug the channel, especially when the numbers are as insane as this. So please do like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. That's the main one. Give me a little ring if you've got your noti bells on or a little notification squad, because every time we do a live or every time we do a video, I know you guys, you legends in here are going to be here. Everyone outside the Prem looks good, says Patch Thomas. That is true. That is true. Listen, everyone, you know, Simon, Minch, Batal, Will, James, I've sold it. I've sold the dream. And maybe you guys liked Lookman anyway. Terry Wright saying we need more of a 10. I don't know. Will saying, yeah, we were discussing Jeremy Pino yesterday, weren't we? Apparently to Palace, it's almost done. I wasn't throwing shade at Frank. No way. I was actually expecting the numbers to go down when it was just me. I'll be honest. 1 anyone at this point. Are you guys feeling desperate? Like, can we just be honest for a second? Like, are we just saying yes to all these players because we haven't signed anyone? Like, what's going on here? Notification bell's on. Who's with James? Who's got your notification bell on? Sorry, someone called me a name in the chat, and I was just like, Matthew Ball, nice profile picture. I like your Tottenham jacket, so I'm giving you a compliment. I would have said you look more like James Corden. This is getting silly now. Like this is silly. Oh dear, 1 all day long. If I could, I would. You know, we need to be linked with better players. Guys, who do you want me to get on the screen? Because like this is Lookman compared to forwards. Let's compare him to attacking midfielders and wingers. Non-penalty goals. What's this? Non-penalty expected goals plus assisted goals. Top 97 percentile. Right. Top 92 percentile for shot creating actions. Top 94 percentile for progressive carries. Okay, so I guess the difference here is when you compare him to forwards, the take-ons go down, right? So actually against wingers, he's only in the top 60 percentile because obviously strikers don't really take on their man. They're there to finish. They're there to tap the ball in. So interesting. Devanch says, get Bale out of retirement. Would love Barcola. Isn't he like in the first team at PSG though? It's just never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Give us Lookman and Paqueta, Akalushe. Someone's just asked me to look at Akalushe. Right, we'll do that. Let me get up Akalushe's stats, guys. How do you feel about this guy? Because I'll be honest, I didn't know much about him until I did a bit of digging. But he does seem like the perfect player who can sort of play a couple of different positions. How do you spell his name? Akalushe. I need to actually... Akliouche. There's me saying it wrong as well. Absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look. So, just zoom in for you. So this is Magnus Akliouche. I'm butchering this guy, aren't I? I'm butchering this guy's name. Allow him. I guess you mean no. He's class. He's super techie. Interesting. Guys, I just refreshed our subscriber count. We just gained 18 subscribers in like 5 minutes. It's crazy support. Really appreciate it. I'll always be humble on it, by the way. Like anytime I get blown away from the support, I'll be honest with you. I enjoy doing this, but I didn't expect these numbers sometimes. Right. So Akliouche. It's pronounced Akliouche. That's not helping me, Will. I need like the hyphens, exactly how you do it. Don't make me get up a YouTube video, guys. James, can you look at Lee Kang-in? Right, we'll do Lee Kang-in after this. Right, so this is against attacking midfielders and wingers against the men's Big Five league, UCL, UEL, right? So what have we got? And this is my concern. But having said that, a lot of the links have no Prem experience because that's what we're left with. We've missed out on Morgan Gibbs White. We've missed out on Eze. You know, the Prem proven ones are gone. That's the problem. You have to take a risk now, and it's all down to the ownership. Leverage Frank's name to ring some agents. It's Frank Thomas. Yeah, we need to get Frank on the board. Definitely. Thomas Frank's AI son, Frank Thomas. Here we go. Akliouche. You got zeros and O's in there. Akliouche. Right, Akliouche. Got it. Thank you. He's a kid. We don't need kids. We need experience. Okay, guys. Before I break this down, give me a 1 in the chat if you want Akliouche. Give me a 2 if you don't want him. Right, let's have a look. Top 85 percentiles for assists. Top 82 for non-penalty expected goals plus assisted goals. Top 89 percentile for progressive passes. Top 9. So that's the thing I've heard. He gets stuck in. He's in the top 92 percentile for interceptions and tackles 82%. So he's very aggressive. Versus midfielders, wow, that's pretty good. Look at the change, you know. So obviously, as a midfielder, he's a more attacking 8 slash. Can he play 10? I need to do more research on this guy. But anyway, top 99 percentile for non-penalty expected goals. Top 98 percentile for assists. I mean, you look at this is super impressive. Top 99 percentile for successful take-ons. But that's when he's playing on the wing more. 1, he's quality in the 10, says Mike. 1 if no 10 available. That's what I mean, guys. I think we're desperate. I think we're just desperate for anything. That's why when I do my transfer update tomorrow, I'm just going to be like, you know, are we just becoming desperate? Devanch says 1. A1 Synergy, I forgot. Oh, sorry, I've actually forgotten what I said. So 1 is yes. So 1 is you do want him. So A1 Synergy doesn't want him. Rob wants him. Scott does. Abdul Rahman says no. Seth says yes. Patch Thomas says no. Tom Crockett says no. He's not athletic enough for the Prem. Interesting. Abdul Rahman says 2. Abdul Rahman's spamming 2. Archer's saying 1. Terry's saying no. Hit the bar says no. Batal says yes. How many non-penalty goals, James? Per 90, 0.19. That's not very helpful, is it? View completes for report. Let's have a look. So that's this season. That's not helpful either. Scouting report last year. Let's have a look. Why does it keep going back to the old one? 1 second. Let me just get back to you on that one. I can't even find it on FBref. Zulu saying 2. You're right though. We are desperate. That's the problem, isn't it? Sorry, I was in the Kazi. No problem, mate. No problem, Simon. We're still live. We're still live with 300 of you in the house. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. Hope you're enjoying the show, by the way, guys. That's the other thing. Like, I can waffle on all this time, but if you guys are enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it, obviously. What else we got in here? Very one-footed. Plus, Addy Hutter said he would allow one more player out, and it's reported WH just agreed personal terms with Magassa. WH. Who's WH? My brain's just fried. Who is WH? All right-footed. Apparently he's very one-footed. Interesting. Terry saying, I think Bergvall could be shoehorned into the 10. Do you reckon? Listen, guys, I love Bergvall. He's a top player. I feel a bit sorry for him that he's kind of not in the 11 at the moment. Well, he was for the Burnley game. He wasn't for the Man City game. It's just going to depend on the opponent. I think Sarr's going to play a lot of a big role. West Ham. Sorry, guys. I'm genuinely going to be honest with you. I'm just very tired. Glad it's a good show though, guys. Evening, Josh. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. I'm going to go for a few more minutes if you guys are enjoying, and let me know which player I should bring up next. I'll bring up another player. I can't believe I didn't remember WH's West Ham. To be honest, though, I just call them the Spammers or West Ham, or I've probably got other words for them, but just not on this stream. Glad you're well, mate. Charles Diller, yeah, this guy. He's the Belgian beast. He's a good player. Bergvall hasn't got a position in this Frank team though at the moment, says Kev. I agree. Guys, you're looking forward to the let me know if you're looking forward to the game at the weekend against Bournemouth. We'll do some previews. Obviously, it's more about transfers at the moment, but be interested to know who's going to the Bournemouth game. Do you guys go to games? I go to quite a few of them, so let me know if you're there. Maybe we can do a little Spurs-related interview, get you on the channel, kind of thing. Who are we going for? We're going to go with this guy, Charles. I'm going to call him Charles so I don't get his name wrong. I could try his name, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to try it. Charles de Ketelea. Probably got it wrong. Got to be real with you. Bookies very rarely wrong. What are they not wrong on? Yeah, this guy. This is who we're reviewing next. So, this guy against attacking midfielders and wingers is in the top 94 percentile for assists, the top 96 percentile for assisted goals expected, top 85 for progressive passes. It's just telling me my Wi-Fi has gone dodgy. Am I lagging, guys? Give me a 1 if I'm not lagging. That would be helpful. Apologies if I am. Top 93. So he's quite aerially good. He's very good. Against forwards, though, wow. Top 99 percentile for assists. Cheers, guys. It's just my StreamYard decides to tell me I'm... Is this guy the next De Bruyne, says Barty? He might be. He might well be. So he's top 99 percentile for progressive passes, top 98 for progressive carries, top 97 for successful take-ons. But is this because this guy can play different positions? This is against forwards, so this isn't very... this isn't a great... Let me get up his what's it called? Transfer market. Charles de Ketelea. Transfer market. Preferred, bear with me, position. I thought he was an attacking midfielder. That was what I was thinking. So he's only... he's 24 years old. I thought he was actually younger than that, I'll be honest. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me start sharing this one. Bear with me. Here we go. Here we go. So, this is his key positions. I'm going to bring it full screen a sec. Get rid of that advert. So, his main position is centre forward. 16 goals, 12 assists in 47 matches. Do we need a centre forward? Can he play in the 10? In the 10, he's only got 1 goal, 2 assists in 11. He plays as a 10, right wing, 9, mainly 10. I feel like centre forward, though, is more like a second striker almost, like just behind the striker, no? Yeah, almost like a deeper 9. I think he's more of a defensive midfielder. Well, to be fair, I don't think you're actually off it because I think he can play centre mid as well. This guy's pretty versatile. Like, not often you see a player that can play right wing, left mid, right mid, centre mid, attacking mid, second striker, and centre forward. Very versatile player. He doesn't play well in the 10, says Will. Interesting. Seb says he's like Ericsson. Is he really like Ericsson, guys? So from what I've just brought up there, Charles de Ketelaere, 1 for yes, 2 for no. We are getting desperate here, honestly. Isn't he a bit big? Isn't B a big of a truck though? Really slow. Is he slow? Guys, let me know. I can't say I've watched him that much for what's it called? For this team. He's mainly playing for Club Brugge, right? But he's been at where's he at now? I thought he was at I thought he was in the Serie A. Yeah, he's at Atalanta, right? That's what I thought. Chris Cowlin lookalike. Is this another guy on a wind-up? Incredible. How is this cotton done? Guys, I do not look like Chris Cowlin. We need to drop this now. Is it my haircut? Like, what's going on here? Xavi Simons, James. We are 2 to 9 to sign him. Are we? Are we really? I don't want to promote betting here, but if we're 2 to 9, that means we're bookmakers' favourites. That's always a good sign. Chelsea are going for Fermin Lopez, so we go for Xavi Simons, who plays as a 10, left wing. He's our best option. Thank you, I don't. Guys, I'll do one more player that we'll review. Whoever gets in the chat first or sends a super chat, I'll start reviewing that player. And guys, before I forget, 270 of you still watching, you absolute legends, all of you. Let's make sure we're all hitting subscribe. Everyone down below now, hit subscribe, hit like, hit. Oh yeah, I did say I'd do Lee Kang In. Sorry, I'm going to do Lee Kang In. I'll do Yildiz after. We'll do 2 more. But guys, so I stay live, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the noti bells. And once you've hit the notification bell, let me know by putting a little bell emoji in the like a ring bell in the chat, in the emoji chat, in the live chat, but put the emoji in. Adiemi, we've done him recently. We've just done Charles de Ketelaere. I'm still pronouncing that wrong. But yeah, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the noti bell, and when you've done it, hit a little bell icon in the chat. I'll bring you up on screen. Who are we doing here? We are doing crazy how we haven't gone for Rafael Leao. Yeah, it's a bit mad. Be a statement signing. Everyone would absolutely go nuts, wouldn't they? Where are we doing? What are we doing? We are doing. Sorry, I'm really bad at doing multiple things at once. We are doing. Where is it? Lee Kang In. That's who we're doing. Guys, you rate Lee Kang In? Do you rate Lee Kang In? Let me know. Lee Kang -in. He scored against us, didn't he, in the Super Cup final? Any news on Rodgers, Abdul Rahman? I could have mud on my face, I'll be honest. Dean's got his noties on. Only one of you got notifications on. Come on, guys. I'm not asking for much. Literally a like, a subscribe, and a notification bell. And then put the bell. Even if you can't be asked to put the bell emoji, just put notifications or something. Put it in the chat. Lee Kane could be our new Son, says Barty. Let's bring him up on screen. Here we go. Right. So this is Lee Kane's scouting report. against attacking midfielders and wingers, against against the men's Big Five leagues, UCL, UEL over the last 365 days. What's the point? What's the point? What are you laughing at? It's always carnage. This guy's versatile. Pino, an agreement with Palace, 30 million. I feel like we've missed out there. He's a very good player. Another day ends. That's why we were scrapping around talking about FB refs. We're trying to give Daniel Levy and hopefully Johan Langer is watching. Hopefully he's watching. Abdulrahman's got his noties on. Big up. If you've got your noties on, you're a legend. You're a Spurs-related legend. End of. If you've liked and subscribed, you're also a legend. David Abbey saying 1. I think you're behind. Atalanta. I'll say we'll get a grade F version of our original top. What's the point? I got to agree. Lee Kang In then. So guys, versus attacking midfielders and wingers. Expected assisted goals, top 90 percentile. Top 90 for shot creating actions. Top 99 percentile for passes. Really good, by the way. Top 99 percentile for pass completion at 87% rate. Top 97 for progressive passes. And then obviously progressive carries not great. Touches not great in the attacking penalty area. But I think this is going to be a player that's going to be in a sort of around the penalty area. And a passer, a great passer. Let's compare him against midfielders. Whoa. So I think it's fair to say that Lee Kang In is more of an attacking midfielder. Top 92 percentile for non-penalty XG. Top 98 for shots total. Top 95 for assists. Top 99 percentile for expected assisted goals. Top 99 percentile for shot creating actions. Top 96 percentile for progressive carries. Top 98 for successful take-ons. And top 99 for progressive passes. Big up, Daniel. You got noties on. Big up those 280 of you in the house now. That is insane numbers. We're 18 subscribers. I'm not going to plug it anymore after this, other than at the end, I promise. We are 18. I'm going to bring myself on screen for this. We are 18 subscribers from 4,100. And we only hit 4,000 yesterday. So can we gain 100 subscribers in one day? If you're watching and you're watching me right now, I'm looking at you, and you're in the chat and you're not subscribed, hit the subscription below, hit the notification bell like Daniel Hughes has done, and like the video. I promise I'll only plug it once more if you guys all subscribe now. But, guys, Lee Kang In. Give me a 1 in the chat if you take Lee Kang In. Give me a 2 in the chat if you wouldn't, and explain why you wouldn't. And then we're going to move on to the last player. Son's history at Tottenham will convince Lee Kang In to join us. We just need to bid. He doesn't start much for PSG, does he? This could be an opportunity. I don't know why we haven't looked at this guy anyway. No, he can stay at PSG. Matthew says yes. Barty says yes. Clayton says yes. Scott says yes. No, no King Clue. Since you kicked Frank, the viewers have exploded. Yeah, I'm going to have a word with him. It's all his fault. I'm joking. Guys, make sure you've subscribed to Frank's channel, because Frank does an awful lot for this channel. Like an awful lot. He helps me out massively. So if you could go and subscribe. I know I said I wouldn't plug anymore, but the 280 of you watching, let's make his day. He's at football right now. Let me just give me 20 seconds of your time to plug something. I promise I won't ask you to like the video anymore. I promise. Can you do me a massive favor? Go into the chat now, right? I'll bring up Lee Kang In a minute. Go into here, click on the link, and subscribe to Frank's channel. What's he on? Frank has got 246 subs. That's terrible, guys. Let's get that to 300 now. You don't even have to click off the video. Every single one of you watching that's on a phone, that's on your TV, that's on your laptop, click on Frank's link there and subscribe, because he's got more content. I'm sure I'll be on his channel at some point. So if you like what you've heard today and you're enjoying it, go and subscribe to Frank's channel as well. Frank does an awful lot for Spurs-related. That's the only time I'm going to plug it again. I want every single person to subscribe. Right. Who was it we were going to do? Yildiz. Guys, who was the last player? Leaking in, leaking out. Oh dear. Legends. Thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Levy wants the career money, says Dean. Gibbo. Potentially. Levy, pay the money or get out, says, what's the point? As an avid watcher of the show, who is it you want before the end of the window? I want to know what you want. And guys, everyone else as well. Yield is. Dean, we did say we were going to do that. Yield is who we're going to do. We're going to have a little look. We'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Yield is. He is a baller, by the way. But his FP ref doesn't show it. It's weird. I'll show you. This is Kenan Yildiz, Juventus youngster. He's 20 years of age. Right. Attacking midfielder / forward. Right. And against other attacking. So he's not a goal scorer. He's a creator. Successful take-ons, top 87 percentile. Top 88, he's very, very aggressive. Top 80, you know what? It's not overwhelming. Guys, do you like Kenan Yildiz? Do you like him? Do you think he's a good player? I think he's a great... So for this guy, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know a lot about that Der Ketelaere guy. I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about the other guys we've been linked with, like Pino, and I know he's going to Palace. But I know a lot about Yildiz. I've watched a lot of Juventus. And I tell you what, he is mustard, but then his FB ref is not showing he's mustard. He's an aggressive player. He loves taking on his opponent. He's very skillful. I think he'd be superb. Whether we could convince Juve, I think you're going to have to look towards the 100 million mark. At least. Maybe 90 to 100 million. But Juventus have some financial problems. So there you go. James, you and Frank the Thomas engine are good cop, bad cop. One of you is approachable. I don't know. You're complimenting. Me and Frank work well as a team. I'm sure you guys prefer Frank's tactical analysis. He probably knows more about. I like to think I know a lot about football, but I think Frank's tactical breakdowns are excellent. So every time he does them, I'm very impressed. It works well. Romero update. This is a joke, right? I can already tell. Timo Werner's been found at the Spurs lodge and Levy's decided to offer. We can't be doing this. Surely. Lookman. We've done Lookman, Joni. Anaheim Ducks also is probably one of the worst ice hockey teams. I'm sorry to offend you. I like my ice hockey. It's all about the Edmonton Oilers, I've got to say. But we've already done Lookman, mate. Go back onto the video and thanks for joining. Evening, says Darren Reese. Just joined and subbed. Come on, Levy, make some signings. Big up, Darren. Really appreciate you joining and subscribing to SpursRelated. Akalush is good. Also scored against Barcelona and played good in the Champions League. What's the point? It says, I want our top targets. Assist for Alfie Devine. Sidney Crosby. Good player. Alfie Devine. What's the Spurs under 21 score, guys? What's the Spurs under 21 score? Let's have a look. 3-2. Oh my God, they're going to bottle it. What are they doing? They were 3-0 up in 16 minutes. Ellis, Harrison, and Fabrizio. Every time I see Fabrizio, I just think Romano. I know it's terrible. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the kind words. Should have just been 4-2. Thanks, A1's Energy. Keep me updated. Guys, I feel like when I'm on here as well, like everyone just knows me as like James from SpursRelated. I do tweet quite a lot on Twitter as well. I'm not even going to plug my Twitter. If you can find me, it's just @James_COYS, COYS. If you want to follow me, I'll probably follow all of you back. But I tweet like on there all the time. So, and guys, if you go to like I said, a lot of you are probably can't go to Tottenham games. Maybe you live around the world, but if you go to Tottenham games, let me know. I'm going to interview. I'm going to the game on Saturday. If you DM me on Twitter or message me on the YouTube comments and you're going to the game, let me know because I'd love to. Someone said I didn't realize. I think it was Cantab said I didn't realize you were at the game. So I'm happy to I'll come up to you with a microphone. We can do a little interview and put it up on Spurs Related. It might be quite fun. Keep the community thing going. Mr. Wignall, Edmonton, because of the great McDavid, not Gretzky. I'm too young to remember Gretzky, but I know all about him. But yeah, McDavid and Draisaitl. Sorry, I know people probably are thinking ice hockey. It's 4-2 apparently. Is it 4-2? 4-2 to Tottenham? It says 3-2 on mine still. Google's behind. Lazy 8, big up Lazy 8. Nick, by the way, can you please WhatsApp me? I know you have my number because I need some new intros and some new countdowns. So if you can help me, mate, I'll pay you to do them. Can we get a welfare check on Dane Scarlett? Yeah, what's going to happen? Guys, let me know who you think outgoings need to be. Like Bissouma apparently is going to go to, is it Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, one of the two? You've also got what's going on with Mano Solomon. Where's he going? We need 2 or 3 outgoings to even get some incomings, I'd argue. City want to sell Ake. Why don't we go in for him? It's Gala. Yeah, exactly. We suggested Nathan Ake recently. Would I take Asensio on loan? Now, this is the last player I'm going to review because I made a good case for Asensio and everyone shut me down in another stream. I want to know what you guys think on Marco Asensio because he obviously had a great loan spell with Aston Villa last season and he was exceptional. Tells a waste of money. Do you know what? I don't agree. And the reason I don't agree is because it's too early to say that. Tell hasn't started off great, but he's so young. His ceiling is fairly high. I would give him this season and then we make a real decision on it. Cheers, Nick. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Solomon needs to go, and so does what's going on with Brian Hill? Anyway, this is Marco Asensio's stats, right? So Marco Asensio's scouting report, right? Let's bear in mind he's 29 years old, so he's very much in his prime / maybe slightly past it. You could argue. Top 99 percentile. Last season. This is in the last 365 days. So, top 87 percentile for shots total, top 96 percentile for non-penalty expected goals plus assists, top 86 percentile for pass completion. Quite low on the tackles. So, Marco Asensio doesn't like getting stuck in. But he's very good at creating chances. He's very good at passing. I think this is a shout. If we want to, where is he at the moment as well? Where is he at the moment? Is he at PSG? Have I got that wrong? National team. Is he a free agent? Wages. Am I being blind? Where is Marco Asensio at the moment? Sorry, guys. I thought he was at PSG. Maybe his contract's expired. But that's against attacking midfielders and wingers. Against forwards, very high for passes. Very high. You could almost argue he could play a second striker. I thought he was at PSG. He's not going to get any game time there. Someone asked betting odds. How do you get these? Go on the bookmakers. But if you're not 18, you obviously probably can't. Well, you probably still can, but I'm not advising you to. Asensio is a late panic loan. This screams of a late panic loan. So does Hincapie, by the way. Hincapie would be one we're gonna panic on. I can tell. Ewan Langer can't find him. Absolutely. And Archer's saying rushing to sign Tell meant we have less money for ready now targets. I do agree, mate. I do agree. Like I don't necessarily agree that we should have signed him on a permanent, but in terms of how good he is, I would give it time. His loan at Aston Villa expired. He's back at PSG. That's what I thought. How long has he got left on his contract at PSG? PSG. Essential flash score. I like flash score. It always tells me the contract expiries. 2026. So his contract expires. Let's have a look. Get rid of these bookies adverts. His contract expires next season. He's 29 years old. His market value is around 20 million euros. PSG would probably take that as well, by the way. It doesn't look like he's not in the squad. Not in the squad. What's the last game he played? for Aston Villa last season when Man United beat them. Let's go to his stats. Here we go. Look at this. That's why I like Flash Scores. Good app. I'm not endorsed by them at all. I just like the app. I think it's clean. So for Villa, 13 matches last season, 3 goals, 1 assist. I don't think that does him justice. I think genuinely Marco Asensio had an extremely good season at Villa. Extremely good. He was very good. Maybe you think I'm wrong. Guys, I'm interested what you think on Marco Asensio. Give me a 1 in the chat if you take him, or would you only take him as a panic buy and maybe put 2 if you don't want Marco Asensio? I think this one would be quite mixed. I reckon it would be 50-50. I would get up the YouTube poll, but because I'm on my own, it makes things very difficult, especially when I'm sharing screen. So give me a 1 if you take Marco Asensio. Give me a 2 if you wouldn't. He's a controller, and he controls the game. I'm back. I think I'm back. Sorry, guys. What happened there? What? Oh dear. Apologies, guys. If it lags out again, I'm gonna wrap things up. But I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I'm surprised 200 of you have stuck around. I'm really sorry about the technical issues. I blame Levy as well. Guys, I am going to probably have to wrap up just in case it happens again. I am really sorry. But to be honest, we've been going for an hour and 40. I can't remember what we were talking about, but really annoyed my Wi-Fi has just done that. But at least I'm back for now. We were discussing Marco Asensio. I am still here. Well, we were discussing Marco Asensio. Yeah, guys, 1 in the chat if you'd take him, 2 if you wouldn't. 2 if you wouldn't. But guys, I am going to wrap things up. If you're watching on repeat, let me know if you enjoyed it. Please do smash a like on the stream. Show your support. Get me some new Wi-Fi. Maybe whack in a super chat so I can get some new Wi-Fi because clearly I need it. Big up. I really appreciate you guys staying. Marco Asensio, you take 2, but I'd rather him as panic than in Kunku. Absolutely. And nearly 200 likes. Really? Big up. Really appreciate it. What a great stream. What a great stream. If you watch on repeat, but if you, I know it's live now. If you're watching on repeat, smash a like. Let me know on your thoughts on all these players. Apparently it's 4-3. What? We're losing. We're losing. No? Or we're winning? We're winning. Oh, we're winning 4-3. Nice. Good game, that. Asenjo's a panic buy. Anyway, the 180 of you still watching, please do me a massive favour. Smash the thumbs up. I've stayed live for another hour and a bit since Frank went because it was going so well. Please do me 3 things. Don't jump off the video yet. Smash like, smash subscribe, and smash the notification bell on so you never miss us going live and you never miss an upload, because we're going to be doing plenty of uploads before the end of the window and throughout the season. Match reviews, match previews, vlogs, quizzes, interviews outside the stadium. The match day vlogs are fun as well. We go to games, we vlog it. Read the change for Spurs statement. Honestly, I would. I'm just genuinely panicking about my Wi-Fi. So I'll make it a thing. Remind me next time. I'll read the state. Well, do you know what? I'll read it now. If I lag out, you know where I've gone. You know where I've gone. Change for Tottenham. Change for Tottenham. Let's have a look. What's the statement? Sometimes their statements are a bit, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. So it says, firstly, we'd like to congratulate the team for the brilliant away win. Despite a positive start, we firmly believe that Thomas Frank needs more proven players. Bournemouth protest. We are protesting because this summer's transfer window has fallen short. I do agree. At the moment, I do agree. Despite a positive start to the season, the squad lacks quality and depth required to compete on all fronts. Shall I just bring it up, actually? But I'm worried it's going to make me lag. Let me just get to the end of it. This is not a protest against Thomas Frank or the players. It's a call for the board to properly back our manager with the correct reinforcements he needs. This protest could be cancelled if the club act decisively. So it seems reactionary based on the transfer window. This is the only thing I don't agree with. Even if we have a good window, for me, the board has failed us numerous times before the Bournemouth case. So it's almost a threat. Like, if you get something done, we won't do the protest. I don't know if that's the right way of doing it. What do you guys think? And if we bring in the type of players required, there is still time to put things right. Even after Bournemouth, the transfer window remains open for 2 days, an opportunity that must not be wasted. This is the thing. If it's reactionary, what you got to understand is Spurs always leave things to the last minute. They're like that naughty kid that leaves everything to the last minute. And so they've got Sunday and Monday as well, as much as I think they should do it earlier. They have got that time. We have heard for boycotts from the stadium. Whilst we agree with this, we want to conduct this for the first time during a televised game so it gains maximum media attention. We would like to urge fans to stop spending money in the stadium to impact the board's revenue stream. You're never going to stop fans spending in the stadium. You're not. You're not. Because there's fans that come in as tourists. There's fans that come in for their first game. They're going to want to buy shirts. The fans that go regularly, fair enough. But the fans that are coming in as a visitor or that can never get there, they're going to buy shirts. You're never going to stop that club shop selling stuff. You're just not. That's my opinion. Please refrain from spending the money in the club shop at the bars. At the bars as well. People are going to want a pint or a bit of food at half time. Around the stadium, spend outside the stadium and support local businesses. Well, I get that. You know, go and have your drinks. But people, if people have had 4-5 drinks in a bar before, they're going to want one at half time. Like, it's just how it is. That's just how it is. You know, some of that makes sense, but some of it I don't think is fully thought through. I'm going to be honest. I agree with it. I agree with the change for Tottenham stuff. I just don't think you can say don't spend money on a pint at half time, because people are going to do it, aren't they? People are going to do it. Anyway, there you go. I've read the change for Tottenham statement. We'll luck out if we manage to have a good window. Levy doesn't have the excuse of the dog eating his homework. Leaving last minute is incompetent and amateur. I agree. Fans have seen 20 windows like this. Exactly. It's not just about this window for me, which is why I say I don't agree with what happened. You know, if we have a 10 out of 10 window, that doesn't mean we shouldn't put pressure on the board anymore. Like, a one-off doesn't mean, you know, what is it? 700 summers make us swallow. Got that completely wrong. I don't do sayings. What's the pint worth at the stadiums? I mean, Oz have never been. About £8, I think. £9. It's quite expensive. We'll luck out if we manage to have a good window. Board shouldn't just get away with it and being lazy. Big up Milton as well, by the way. Big up Milton. Right, guys, I am going to wrap things up. We've been going nearly 2 hours. There's another page of the statement. Oh, is there? Is there? Sorry. So, Change for Tottenham has held direct conversations with the club on such issues such as stadium atmosphere, ambition, and the direction of the club. We now have been told that the future dialogue will only go through official fan groups, the FAB, and the Trust. We respect this decision, but only if fan sentiment is genuinely represented. Going forward, we will hold both the club and the fan groups to account to ensure our voices are not ignored. Future plans. If Thomas Frank's not adequately backed, we will escalate our actions, including stadium-based protests, coordinated disruption of the club's commercial sponsors through targeted campaigns, protests at high-profile locations away from the stadium. What are we protesting at, like Big Ben and on the London Eye? I'm not taking the mick out of this, by the way. I completely agree with it. I'm just trying to understand where a high-profile location would be. Media-led pressure to ensure the wider football world understands our frustration. These plans are ready to be rolled out if there is no meaningful action. Fair enough. I agree. Our message: fans are the heartbeat of this club. We demand ambition, accountability, and proper investment to match our potential. Silence is not an option. Together, we have the power to shape the club's future. Guys, let me know, concluding thoughts, what you think on that Change for Tottenham stuff. And are you Levy in, Levy out, on the fence? No way have Spurs bottled it. 4-4. Oh, dear. Spursy throughout, isn't it? Anyway, guys, 200 you still in the house. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. I know I've plugged it a load of times, but it's been a great stream. I've really enjoyed interacting with every single one of you. But please, as well as liking and subscribing to SpursRelated, subscribe to Frank's channel. I put it in earlier. I'm going to put it in once more now. Subscribe to Frank as well. And turn on the notification bells on SpursRelated down below. If you're watching on repeat, let me know your thoughts on all these players we've reviewed, all this transfer news. Let me know what you think we're going to do for the rest of the window. And yeah, as I said, you're all legends. Make sure you're super chatting. Make sure you're becoming a member. Let's get more members in the chat, guys. There's only like 2 members, SpursRelated members. It's crazy. It's only £2 a month, and you can come on this very show and literally come and keep me company. Come and have your say. So the membership option is in the description down below. Like, subscribe, notification bells on, ring, ring, ding, ding. And as always, guys, remember, you're all legends. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Get some signings done. COYS. In a bit, guys. Cheers.